Today our topic is why wisdom is the most important virtue. Wisdom is something that stands above all other virtues because it guides how we use everything else. Think about it. Courage is good, but without wisdom, courage can become recklessness. Kindness is beautiful, but without wisdom, kindness can turn into enabling harm. Even love, the greatest of all emotions, can lead to pain if it is not guided by wisdom. Wisdom is the light that helps us navigate the complexity of life. It is not just about knowing facts or having information. Wisdom is about understanding how to live well, how to make good choices, and how to see the bigger picture. It is the ability to learn from experience, to reflect deeply, and to apply knowledge in ways that bring peace and growth to ourselves and others. Why is wisdom so important? Because life is full of challenges, and without wisdom, we can easily get lost. We face decisions every day, from small ones like what to eat or how to spend our time, to big ones like choosing a career, building relationships, or dealing with loss. Wisdom helps us make those decisions with clarity and calmness. It helps us see what truly matters and what is just noise. For example, imagine you are in a difficult situation at work. Your boss criticizes you, and you feel angry or hurt. Without wisdom, you might react impulsively, yell back, quit your job, or hold on to resentment. But with wisdom, you pause. You ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Is this criticism fair? How can I grow from this experience? Wisdom helps you respond instead of react. It turns challenges into opportunities for growth. Wisdom also helps us deal with emotions. Life is full of ups and downs, and emotions can sometimes feel overwhelming. Happiness, sadness, anger, fear, they all come and go like waves. Without wisdom, we might get swept away by these waves. We might chase after happiness too much, avoid sadness at all costs, or let anger control us. But wisdom teaches us balance. It reminds us that emotions are temporary, and that we don't have to be ruled by them. The Stoics, an ancient group of philosophers, believed that wisdom is the key to emotional freedom. They taught that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. Wisdom helps us accept what we cannot change and focus on what we can. It helps us find peace even in difficult times. Another reason wisdom is so important is that it helps us build better relationships. Relationships are at the heart of life, whether it's with family, friends, or co-workers. But relationships can also be complicated. Misunderstandings, conflicts, and differences are part of being human. Wisdom helps us navigate these challenges. It teaches us to listen more than we speak, to understand before we judge, and to forgive instead of holding grudges. Wisdom reminds us that everyone is fighting their own battles, and a little kindness can go a long way. It also helps us set healthy boundaries. Sometimes we need to say no or walk away from toxic situations. Wisdom gives us the strength to do that without guilt or fear. Wisdom also helps us live with purpose. Many people go through life feeling lost or unhappy because they don't know what they truly want. They chase after money, fame, or material things, only to find that these things don't bring lasting happiness. Wisdom helps us ask deeper questions. What is my purpose? What do I value most? How can I contribute to the world? It helps us align our actions with our values and live a life that feels meaningful. The ancient philosopher Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Wisdom is about examining our lives, reflecting on our choices, and striving to become better versions of ourselves. Now, you might be wondering, how can I become wiser? Wisdom doesn't come overnight. It is a lifelong journey. But there are some steps you can take to grow in wisdom. First, be curious. Ask questions, read books, listen to others, and learn from different perspectives. Wisdom often comes from seeing the world through someone else's eyes. Second, reflect on your experiences. Take time to think about what has happened in your life, what you've learned, and how you can apply those lessons in the future. Journaling or meditating can help with this. Third, practice humility. Recognize that you don't know everything and that there is always more to learn. Be open to feedback and willing to admit when you're wrong. Fourth, seek balance. Wisdom is about finding the middle path, neither too much nor too little. Whether it's work, rest, or relationships, strive for balance in all areas of life. Finally, surround yourself with wise people. Spend time with those who inspire you, challenge you, and help you grow. One of the greatest examples of wisdom comes from the story of King Solomon in the Bible. When God offered to give him anything he wanted, Solomon asked for wisdom. He could have asked for wealth, power, or long life, but he chose wisdom because he knew it was the key to everything else. And because of his wisdom, he became one of the greatest kings in history. This story reminds us that wisdom is not just a nice to have. It is essential for living a good life. In today's world, wisdom is more important than ever. We live in a time of information overload. Every day, we are bombarded with news, opinions, and distractions. It's easy to feel overwhelmed or confused. But wisdom helps us cut through the noise. It helps us focus on what truly matters and make decisions that align with our values. It also helps us stay calm in the face of uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and we can't control everything. But with wisdom, we can face the unknown with courage and confidence. Wisdom also helps us deal with failure. No one gets through life without making mistakes or facing setbacks. But wisdom teaches us that failure is not the end. It's a lesson. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed thousands of times before he succeeded. But he didn't see those failures as defeats. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the power of wisdom. It turns failure into a stepping stone for success. Finally, wisdom helps us find inner peace. In a world that often feels chaotic and stressful, peace is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. Wisdom teaches us to let go of things we can't control, to focus on the present moment, and to appreciate the simple joys of life. It reminds us that true happiness comes from within, not from external things. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Wisdom helps us see that we already have enough, and that peace comes from being content with what we have. In conclusion, wisdom is the most important virtue because it guides everything else. It helps us make good decisions, deal with emotions, build relationships, live with purpose, and find peace. It is not something we are born with, but something we grow through experience, reflection, and effort. The journey to wisdom is not always easy, but it is worth it. As the ancient philosopher Aristotle said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So take the time to reflect, learn, and grow. Seek wisdom in every experience and let it light your path through life.